Am I the only one who didn't know how severe the crime problem in Papua New Guinea is? It's mind-blowing. The situation is far more complex and dire than most people realize. The beautiful landscapes and rich cultural heritage of Papua New Guinea often overshadow the harsh reality that many of its citizens face daily. The crime rates are staggering, and the types of crimes are varied and alarming. From petty theft to violent crimes, the spectrum is wide and deeply troubling. Papua New Guinea is facing a serious crisis in law and order. The situation has escalated to a point where it affects every aspect of daily life. The police force is stretched thin, struggling to maintain control and ensure the safety of the citizens. From murder and armed robbery to tribal fights and roadblocks, crime has become a chilling norm. The frequency and brutality of these incidents are shocking. Tribal conflicts, which have historical roots, are now exacerbated by modern issues, leading to violent clashes and roadblocks that disrupt daily life. Crime has become a chilling norm. The fear and uncertainty it brings are palpable in the communities. People are losing faith in the law, feeling like justice is slipping through their fingers. The trust in the system is eroding, and with it, the hope for a safer future. The frustration is evident on the faces of those who seek help from the authorities, only to be met with delays and inefficiencies through their fingers. Families of victims are so frustrated with the lack of progress in investigations that they're thinking about taking matters into their own hands. The sense of desperation is driving people to consider extreme measures. With the lack of progress in investigations, families are left with no choice but to protest and demand action. Their voices are loud, but are they being heard? That they're thinking about taking matters into their own hands. The idea of vigilante justice is becoming more appealing to those who feel abandoned by the system, matters into their own hands. Can you imagine feeling so desperate that vigilante justice seems like the only option? The implications of this are profound and troubling. The sense of lawlessness is pervasive, affecting the psyche of the community. The fear of crime is as damaging as the crime itself. That vigilante justice seems like the only option. The public is calling for harsher penalties. The demand for justice is growing louder and more urgent. The only option, the public is calling for harsher penalties. Some suggest extreme measures like amputation for minor offences. It's a controversial idea, but it shows how dire the situation feels for many. The public is calling for harsher penalties. The frustration and desperation are pushing people to consider measures that would have been unthinkable in more stable times. Some suggest extreme measures like amputation for minor offences. It's a controversial idea, but it shows how dire the situation feels for many. The debate is heated, with strong opinions on both sides, like amputation for minor